the campus of Waller High School Gymnasium, better known as the Dog Pound. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us for another live and exciting broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson as the Waller Bulldogs are returning home to the hardwood to take on the Wildcats of Willis High School in the district showdown. Bulldogs are coming off a road against Tomball Memorial High School by the score of 55-47, but we're going to get into more of that here in just a moment. But for now, Josh, we thank our sponsors for today's broadcast.
Yes, we do, Andre. First, we have Lone Star College. Are you interested in working in the healthcare field? I'm not sure where to start. Visit lonestar.edu/Tomball. Career training opportunities available to motivate the students. Surgical technology, pharmacy, technology, nursing, and more. At LFC, Tomball is about you. Also, we have Edmonds Insurance Agency. Edmonds is located at 1202 Alliance Street in Waller, Texas, 77484. You can reach them at 1-800-372-9122.
Very good. As we mentioned before, the Bulldogs are coming off a road win against Memorial by the score of 55-47. Of course, that win would push the Bulldogs' record to 7-4, and so they're sitting at third place right now, right in front of the facing against right now, which is Willis High School. Even if they're in the Willis High School contest with a 5-6 record in district, so even if the Bulldogs would have lost, and we're not getting into existence, but even if the Bulldogs were a loss in this ball game, it would them, in district, they will fall to 7-5, and the Wildcats will fall to 6-6. So the Bulldogs will still be sitting in district, and I know, Josh, you definitely like the Twin Towers, as my friends call them, Zach Kelsey and Jonathan Morris. You like to see those guys kind of get early.
Yeah, Andre. See, these are the type of games that you need. You need these. I guess you would say stone game. You're coming in to team winning record, but you have a winning record, and you're fighting to get into that top spot to play for the playoffs. So this is the type of game that you need to be focused in, and use this game to get everything together, get your defense together, your calls. This is the game where you need to perfect your craft.
Absolutely. It's interesting that you mentioned that. And when we come back, we're going to break down exactly, what the Bulldogs must do in order to pull out a victory in this ball game, taking on the Wildcats of Willis High School. You can catch all the action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network when we return.
The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr., a fellow Williams relative in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Lone Star College of Tomball, Texas. Edmonds Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Alton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is proud to serve student athletes, their families, and the institutions they represent. Our goal is to provide quality broadcasts that highlights the hard work and dedication these student athletes are committed to. For a donation as small as $6 a month, you can become a listening partner. Visit our website today at OBN-Radio.com. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics. The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr. of Keller Williams Realtors in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Home Star College of Tomball, Texas. Edmonds Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Alton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
Just about 2 minutes away from our opening tip-off, Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson from the Dog Pound Gymnasium, better known as Waller High School, as the Waller Bulldogs are ready for action against the Wildcats of Willis High School. As we mentioned before, the Bulldogs are coming in with a 7-4 district record, as the Wildcats are coming in with a 5-6 district record. And I know, Josh, one thing that you mentioned is you want to see the Twin Towers, that being Zach Kelsey and Jonathan Morris, kind of get into this ball game early. But I'm actually wanting to see another senior on this ball team get into this game early, and that be Charlie Hill. In that last game against Tomball Memorial, even though Charlie Hill only finished with 10 points altogether, they were 10 critical points. He started off the game hot, especially in that first quarter, and he kind of, him as well as the other senior, Corbin Vines and Phillip Prince, the guards, they kind of started the game off hot, kind of put their team, on their back, because every other team in this district, knows that the Bulldogs are going to try to get Zach Kelsey as well as Jonathan Morris, involved in this game early. So when you know that, you're going to have to come into the game, with an alternative. And with that being said, the Bulldogs definitely did that in the last game against Tomball Memorial, and they got them the victory by the score of 55-47. So your overall last thoughts that you're looking to see out of the Bulldogs in this ball game?
Well, Andre, you named the player. I want to see Charlie Hill shoot the ball more. In the last home game, he had a lot of open opportunities that he passed up. And if you're going to be a playmaker on this team, you have to take your opportunities. You can't pass the ball for, a missed shot. So I want to see Charlie Hill get a little bit more involved, and I just want to see him score. And, of course, I need to see my Twin Towers dominate the paint.
And with that being said, we're getting ready for the national anthem here in today's ball game. We're going to take another break and come back with our starting lineup right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We'll be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We will be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We will be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the Mike Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson, the starting lineup for the Wildcats. Number 3, Malik Hatnot. Number 10, Brent Larry. Number 15, Travion Jones. Number 22, Darius Mickens. And number 24, Mark Hector Jr. The starting lineup for your Waller Bulldogs. Number 2, Corbin Vines. Number 5, Philip Prince. Number 21, Jonathan Dorset Morris. Number 22, Charlie Hill. And number 25, Zach Kelsey. The Bulldogs are coming in today's contest with their all-white and maroon lettering, and the Wildcats with their all-purple with white lettering. The Bulldogs will be moving right to left on your radio dial. We certainly want to thank you all for joining us here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network for another live and exciting broadcast here from the campus of Waller High School Gymnasium, better known as the Dog Pound. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
Hold the applauses. Hold the applauses. Let's get it on.
As the tip-off is underway, it will be controlled by the Bulldogs, moving left to right, as Prince will be controlling it, crossing the timeline, as he is guarded by Hector Jr. Wildcats in their man-to-man defense. Prince driving to the cup, shooting the layup, no good. Rebound by the Wildcats. As Hector Jr. is controlling it for the Wildcats, working on the right side. Hector drive penetration, shooting a layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Prince crossing the timeline, he finds Vines. And Vines controlling the ball for the Bulldogs. He swings it over to Prince. Prince working on the right side. And he kicks it down low to the senior Charlie Hill. Hill wasting no time with the mid-range jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Wildcats. Quickly up the court is Mickens. Mickens driving, shooting a layup, no good. But an offensive rebound by the Wildcats is Hatnot. Hatnot three-point jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound by the Wildcats as that ball goes out of bounds off the foot of the Wildcats. And it will be the Bulldogs' possession. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball will be controlled by the senior Philip Prince. No score yet here in this ball game with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. As Prince trying to find Kelsey, but that ball is turned over, caused by the Wildcats. As Hadnot is controlling it. And he swings it over to Larry for the three-point jumper, and it's in. So the Wildcats strike first blood in today's contest, leading by the score of 3-0, 6:30 remaining here in the first quarter. And Prince controlling the ball for the Bulldogs. He swings it over to Morris. Morris working on the left wing. And he finds Vines on the right side. Vines keeps the Morris down low for the mid-range jumper, and it's in. The big man, Jonathan Morris, scoring the first 2 points for the Bulldogs here in today's contest. 3-2 our score in favor of the Wildcats. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. As Mickens kicks over to Hector for the three-point jumper in the corner, and count it. Mark Hector Jr. with the 3 points for the Wildcats to push this lead 6-2 here in the first quarter, 5:50 remaining. That ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Charlie Hill, as it will be the Wildcats' possession. So the Wildcats with 2 quick three-pointers here in the first quarter, as the ball will be controlled by Mickens. Mickens shooting a layup, and it's in. The Wildcats quickly up the score with an 8-2 lead in the first quarter, 5:30 remaining. As Prince driving to the cup, they're going to call a foul on the ground, as the senior Philip Prince was making his way to the basket. That foul will be on the ground. It will be the Bulldogs' possession. And Kelsey working from the top of the key, trying to find Hill down low, but that ball is tipped. As it is controlled by the Wildcats. Switch up court for the layup. It will be Mickens as he gets fouled on the play. As number 22, Darius Mickens, will go to the line and shoot 2 for the Wildcats. 8-2 our score so far in the first quarter in favor of the Wildcats with 5:19 remaining, as Mickens' first free throw is no good.
They've got to stop their three-point shot. It's been effective early, and if you don't stop it, it'll be effective late.
As Mickens' second free throw is up and good. 9-2 our score in the first quarter in favor of the Wildcats with 5:12 remaining. As Prince controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, he kicks it to Hill. Hill being guarded by Hadnot. Hill kicks it to Kelsey. Kelsey trying to find Vines. That ball was tipped, but it's controlled by the Bulldogs. As Prince finds Hill down low, Hill pump fake shooting the layup, and it's in. So Charlie Hill getting on the scoreboard for the Bulldogs. 9-4 is our score in the first quarter in favor of the Wildcats with 4:45 remaining. As shooting a three-point for the Wildcats will be Hector. As that ball goes out of bounds, they're going to say it was last touched by the Wildcats. And the substitutions for the Bulldogs will be number 3, Andy McGrew. As the Bulldogs will inbound this ball, the Wildcats in their full court defense. As the Bulldogs inbound is being controlled by Vines. And here comes Corbin Vines as he gets fouled on the play on his quest to the basket. That foul's going to be on the ground. As that foul is on number 22, Darius Mickens. And a three-point jumper by the Bulldogs will be
nice.
That'll be Andy McGrew.
Great job, McGrew.
As the ball is controlled by Hadnot. Hadnot kicked it over to Hector. Hector with another three-point opportunity. This time, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And here comes Vines. Vines picks up the court. He tries to find McGrew. That ball is turned over, and here come the Wildcats. Quickly up the court, it will be Jones. Jones shooting the layup, and it's in. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball will be controlled by Hill. Hill crossing the timeline, moving right to left. And Hill stops for a mid-range jumper. That's way off. Rebound by the Wildcats. And Hadnot controlling it. He finds Hector, and they're going to call a traveling violation on number 24, Mark Hector Jr. As we have some substitutions for the Wildcats, number 33, Terrius Mathis, and number 2, Gerard McHenry, as well as for the Bulldogs, number 32, Trent Tompkins. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball, it's controlled by Morris. Morris looking for a guard. And he finally gets it to Hill. Hill back to Morris. Hill driving to the basket, shooting the layup, and it's in.
Nice. Twin Towers.
Twin Towers, the senior big man, Jonathan Morris. 14-9 is our score in favor of the Wildcats in the first quarter with 3 minutes remaining. As the Wildcats moving the ball around, it's controlled by Hadnot for the three-point jumper. Long three-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Morris is controlling the ball, but he's looking for a guard to give it to, and he finally gives it to Vines. Screen by Morris. Vines off the screen, and he finds McGrew in the corner. McGrew brings the ball out, trying to find Vines. That ball is turned over, and here come the Wildcats quick up the court, and it will be Dickerson for the layup, and it's in. 16-9 on score in favor of the Wildcats with 2:25 remaining. And Vines controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, being guarded by Hadnot. Vines crosses the timeline. They're going to call a foul on the play charge against the Wildcats, number 3, Malik Hadnot. As we have some substitutions for the Wildcats, number 24, Mark Hector checks back in the game. And for the Bulldogs, number 15, Allen Bowdry. As the Bulldogs inbounded, and it will be McGrew. McGrew crossing the timeline, moving right to left. As McGrew is trying to set up the offense, but he'll drive and penetrate, kick it back out to Bowdry for the three-point jumper.
Nice.
And it's in.
Nice.
Allen Bowdry off the bench with a quick 3 points of his own here in this contest.
Way to be a role player.
As Hector Jr. shooting a layup, but it's no good. That ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched by the Bulldogs.
You know, Andre, it seems that the Bulldogs, they're getting too lackadaisical in their zone. They're just letting the Willis get into the spots and just shoot. They have to get active on defense if they want to stop this run.
As well as offense, they seem a little discombobulated on the offensive side of the floor as well, as the Wildcats inbounded, and it will be controlled by Hector Jr. as he finds McHenry. McHenry drives to the cup, shooting the layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. 16-12 our score in favor of the Wildcats here in the first quarter with 1:30 remaining. As Charlie Hill controls the ball for the Bulldogs, being guarded by Hector Jr. And Hill finds Kelsey, who will have yet to get involved in this ball game, and he kicks to Bowdry. And Bowdry finds Trent Tompkins down low. That ball is turned over, and here come the Wildcats. As that ball is thrown out of bounds off the hands of the Bulldogs, as one half of the Twin Towers will be checking back in the game. Number 21, Jonathan Morris. As we have more substitutions for the Bulldogs. Number 2, Corbin Vines checks back in the game, as well as for the Wildcats. Number 15, Travion Jones. As the Wildcats will inbound the ball with 1:11 remaining in the first quarter, leading 16-12. As the Wildcats inbounded, the ball will be controlled by McHenry as he finds Hadnot. And Hadnot kicks it to Mickens for the mid-range jumper, and it's in.
He just found the spot.
It was a wide-open mid-range jumper by number 22, Darius Mickens. As Vine kicks it down low to Kelsey. Kelsey with a turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound by the Wildcats. 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter of this ball game. Wildcats leading 18-12. And shooting the layup for the Wildcats will be number 15, Travion Jones. An easy 2 points for the Wildcats. As the Bulldogs coming back across the timeline, it will be Vine shooting the layup. No good. He gets his own offensive rebound and puts it back in.
Okay.
Number 2, Corbin Vines, following his shot.
A little razzle-dazzle right there.
He cuts his lead down 20-14 here in the fourth quarter with 9 seconds remaining. And it appears that the Wildcats are going to hold for the very last shot as Mickens controls the ball being trapped. And he finds a wide-open Hector Jr. in the corner for a three-point jumper at the buzzer. No good. And with that, our first quarter has come to an end in this ball game. Bulldogs trailing so far by the score of 20-14. We're going to take a break and come back with the start of our second quarter right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Garland Harris Jr. of Keller Williams Realtors in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Lone Star College of Tomball, Texas. Edmonds Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Elton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson. We're at the start of our second quarter. Bulldogs trailing so far by the score of 20-14. As the Wildcats control the ball, moving left to right, it will be McHenry. And the ball is turned over.
There you go.
Here come the Bulldogs.
Got to capitalize.
Vines is trying to find Prince on the right wing as it goes out of bounds. And it will be the Wildcats' possession.
Turnovers. Cannot have them.
And the Wildcats crossing the timeline. McHenry controlling the ball. He kicks it over to Hatnot. Hatnot working on the right side. Bulldogs in their 2-3 zone defense. And another turnover caused by the Bulldogs. Flipped up the court. It will be Vines. And Vines pump faking, shooting a layup.
Nice.
And it's in.
Way to convert.
And 2 turnovers in a row for the Bulldogs. They were able to capitalize on one of them. As the kid is shooting a layup, no good. He gets fouled on the play. As number 22, Darius Mickens, will go to the line and shoot 2 for the Wildcats. And we just got word if the Bulldogs are victorious in this ball game, they are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Well, I said it before the game. You have to have this game. You have to.
As Mickens' free throw is good for the 3-point opportunity to increase the Wildcats' lead 23-16 in the second quarter with 7 minutes remaining. As Prince controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, he kicks it to Vines. Wildcats in their man-to-man defense. And Vines controlling the ball for the Bulldogs. And he finds the big man Morris. And Morris kicks it to Hill. As Hill stops and kicks it back out to Vines. Bulldog looks for a decent shot, and they found one.
Great job.
Number 2, Corbin Vines.
Way to drive the
with
lane.
2 points for the Bulldogs. As the Wildcats crossing the timeline, Hadnot kicks it over to Mickens for the 3-point jumper. This time no good, but offensive rebound by the Wildcats is Jones. Jones to the mid-range jumper. No good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Vines controls it for the Bulldogs, he finds Morris. Morris gets it back to Vines. The Bulldogs are going to try to be patient on this offensive possession, just as the last one, looking for a decent shot, if you will. As they're going to call a foul away from the ball. That foul is going to be charged against the Wildcats, number 15, Travion Jones. As the Bulldogs will retain the ball, trailing 23-18 here in the second quarter with 6:11 remaining. As Prince controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, being guarded by McHenry as he throws that ball away. And here come the Wildcats. Quick up court is Mickens. Mickens shooting a layup, and it's in.
A little sauce right there.
Going coast to coast is number 22, Darius Mickens. As Prince driving to the basket, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds as he was trying to dish it down low to the big man, Jonathan Morris, and it will be the Wildcats' possession. As we have substitutions for the Bulldogs, number 1, Ferris Tompkins. He checks in the game for Prince. As the Wildcats coming back crossing the timeline is Kizzy. Kizzy working the left side, and he kicks it down low to Mathis. Mathis kicks it over to Mickens. Mickens with a 3-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. Tompkins controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, moving right to left. As he's trying to find Hill, that ball is turned over, and here come the Wildcats. Quick up the court is Mickens. Mickens shooting the layup as he gets fouled on the play.
Turnovers will kill your momentum. It will kill your game. It will kill a season.
Well, Tompkins was trying to find Hill down low, but it was obvious that pass definitely was not there.
Of course, it wasn't there. He should have saw it. You have to see your passes before you pass the ball. That is basketball 101.
And as we all know, in high school basketball, there is no shot clock, so the Bulldogs can definitely take their time as what they've been doing all season to find a decent opportunity. As Mickens goes 0 for 2 from the line, rebound by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs trailing 25-18 here in the second quarter, 5:09 remaining. As Vines controlling the ball for the Bulldogs, screen by Kelsey. Vines off the screen as he's being trapped. And that ball is turned over, and here comes the Wildcats is Larry. Larry shooting the layup, no good. But he gets no offensive rebound, puts it back up, no good again. But another offensive rebound, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Hill drive penetrates, shooting the layup, no good as he gets fouled on the play. As number 22, Charlie Hill will go to the charity stripe for the Bulldogs.
And we've just got word that the Lady Bulldogs are up 35-31 with 109 remaining in the third quarter.
Absolutely, as we're going to see if the Lady Bulldogs can pull out a victory in their ball game, as they too are on the road taking on Willis High School. As Hill's first free throw is no good, as he will be shooting one more.
This is where you need to earn your points. 3 points, might as well take them.
3 points, as you just mentioned, as Hill makes his second free throw. 25-19 our score in favor of the Wildcats here in the second quarter, 4:38 remaining. As Larry shooting a three-point jumper from the corner, no good as that ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. It will be the Bulldogs' possession. They're going to call it over the back on the Wildcats. Number 33, Terrius Mathis.
Willis High School has gotten way too many open threes. Way too many. There's no reason why everyone should be able to shoot an open three.
If I'm Willis High School, if I keep getting open looks, I'm going to keep shooting them. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball, Wildcats in their full-court man-to-man defense. As the ball is controlled by Tompkins. Tompkins crossing the timeline, kicks it down low to Hill. Hill pump faking, driving, shooting the layup. No good, but offensive rebound by Kelsey as he gets fouled on the play. One half of the Twin Towers, as number 25, Zach Kelsey, will be going to the line for the Bulldogs.
You know, Andre, I really would like to see the Twin Towers be Twin Towers. You know, I've seen them, you know, work around the perimeter a little bit in the mid-range, but I haven't. I want to wait to see them, you know, dominate the paint like a true big man.
That's how you every ball game. That's what you want to see. Jonathan Morris as well as Zach Kelsey.
And we have just received word that the Lady Bulldogs are up 37-31 on into the fourth quarter.
As Kelsey's second free throw is good. 25-20 our score in favor of the Wildcats with 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. As Dickerson swings it over to Kizzy. Kizzy kicks it to McHenry. McHenry being guarded by Tompkins. As Hector's being guarded in the corner, and he finds Mickens. As the Wildcats seem to be slightly discombobulated off the side of the floor. But Hector shooting the layup, no good as he pump fakes. Rebound by the Bulldogs. A desperate timeout called by the Bulldogs as McGrew was being trapped in the backcourt.
I don't blame him. the Willis High School is just smothering the Bulldogs with that full court press. You know, and they've gotten past it, you know, a couple of times, but it's just like each and every possession they just can't get rid of the ball.
And it was a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. Bulldogs trailing so far by the score of 25-20 here in the second quarter. And as we mentioned before, if the Bulldogs are victorious in this ball game, they are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Indeed. This is the game you have to have. You cannot afford to let this one slip away from you.
Well, we're definitely going to need our seniors by them knowing that, you know, I'm pretty sure that Coach Claiborne has mentioned that to his ball team, his ball club. We definitely need the seniors to step up in this ball game and kind of put the team on their backs to will them to a victory as teams are coming back from the timeout, as the Bulldogs will have possession as the ball is controlled by Hill. Hill being guarded by Mickens. Hill swings it over to Tompkins. Tompkins kicks it down low to Hill. Hill turn around, shooting the layup as he gets fouled on the play. They're going to say that foul was on the – well, we are in the 1-and-1. So number 22, Charlie Hill, will be shooting 1-and-1 for the Bulldogs.
Free candy. Got to take it.
As his free throw is good, free candy, as Josh just mentioned, so he'll shoot one more. And we've noticed that that's what the Bulldogs have done so far on the offensive side of the floor. They seem to try to get the ball down low to number 22, Charlie Hill, every chance they get.
I would, too. That's our playmaker, one of our best playmakers. Get the ball to the playmaker.
25-22, our score in favor of the Wildcats here in the second quarter with 3 minutes remaining as the ball is controlled by Jones. Jones stopping for the mid-range jumper. No good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And here comes Tompkins. Tompkins stops for the mid-range jumper. And in.
Nice.
Number 1, Ferris Tompkins, showing his mid-range there with 2 points of his own to cut this lead down to just 1. As that ball rolls around on the ground and it goes out of bounds, they're going to say it was last touched by the Bulldogs as number 24, Hector, was being trapped in the corner.
Maybe they heard me talking. You know, that's a good defensive possession.
Well, I hope so, Josh, as they're going to call another foul on the play. That foul is going to be charged against the Bulldogs as the Wildcats will retain the ball. With 2:50 remaining here in the second quarter, leading by just 1, as Hector is controlling the ball in the corner. He finds Mickens. Mickens with the mid-range jumper. No good. On an offensive rebound by the Wildcats, they're going to call a foul on the play. And they're going to call that foul on number 3, Andy McGrew.
Oh, not McGrew.
It appears that Malik Hadnot was working over him to come down with the rebound. But nonetheless, the Wildcats will retain the ball as Mickens gets fouled on the play.
You know, you see Charlie Hill and Jonathan Morris down in the paint. You know, there's a certain way you play in the paint, you know, so you don't get into foul trouble. You see them trying to swat every ball. You have to understand that every ball is not going to be swat. So if you just keep your hands up and stay in front of your man, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come out victorious. As
Mickens' first free throw is good, he'll shoot one more to increase the Wildcats' lead 26-24 here in the second quarter with 2:37 remaining. Mickens' second free throw is no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. Ball controlled by Vines. And Vines moving right to left. Vines drop penetrate. Stops, kicks it down low to one half of the Twin Towers, Jonathan Morris. And with that score, we are all tied at 26 here in the second quarter with 2:20 remaining. As Hadnot is being trapped, and he kicks it to Larry. And Larry kicks it back to Hadnot. And Hadnot kicks it down low to Hector. Hector with the layup. No good as he gets fouled on the play. And instead of settling for the three-point jumper, the Wildcats appear to be driving to the cup every chance they get to create a foul and go to the free throw line. As number 24, Mark Hector Jr. will be shooting 2 for the Wildcats.
You know, Andre, I think I'm feeling kind of good tonight. Jonathan Morris, he's going to dunk.
We're going to see one from one half of the Twin Towers. Who knows? As Hector's first free throw is good, and he'll shoot one more to give the Wildcats a 27-26 lead here in the second quarter with 2 minutes remaining. They're going to call a lane violation on the Wildcats. A shot no good. It will be the Bulldogs' possession. As the Wildcats will be in their full court man-to-man defense. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball. Vines controlling it for the Bulldogs, being guarded by Hadnot. Moving right to left. Corbin Vines set up the offense, and he finds McGrew on the left side. McGrew drives, penetrates, loses that ball as it was last touched by the Wildcats. It will be the Bulldogs' possession. 1:55 remaining on our game clock here in the second quarter. Wildcats leading 27-26. They try to get it down low to
good look.
Morris as he gets fouled on the play, and we are in a 1-and-1 situation.
That was a good look. That's the type of pass you want. That is the setup you want. Just got to give them the ball. Let them do the work. Just get them the ball.
So one half of the Twin Towers will be shooting 1-and-1. Jonathan Morris, as his first free throw is good. And I think you're right. I think he may be feeling this. So hopefully we might see a dunk. At least one half of the Twin Towers. Normally we see both of them. We normally get a dunk from Zach Kelsey and Jonathan Morris.
You know, I just want to see him get nasty. Just own the paint. Like, it's yours.
As we have substitutions for the Bulldogs, number 32, Trent Tompkins. As Morris will attempt to shoot one more free throw, and it's no good, as we are all tied at 27 here in the second quarter, 1:45 remaining. As Hector pump fake stops with the mid-range jumper, that's no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. It goes out of bounds. Off the hands of the Bulldogs, it will be the Wildcats' possession.
Petty little turnovers like that is just a killer.
As the Wildcats control the ball, wasting no time, it's Hadnot for the layup. And with that, the Wildcats take a 29-27 lead here in the second quarter with 1:30 remaining. And another turnover caused by the Wildcats in the backcourt is Dickerson shooting a layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Vines crossing the timeline for the Bulldogs, being guarded by Dickerson. As Vines is setting up the offense for the Bulldogs, and he finds Kelsey on the right wing. And Kelsey kicks it to Hill. 1 minute remaining here in the second quarter. Bulldogs trailing 29-27. And Hill's going to bring the ball out for the Bulldogs. And he kicks it over to Vines. Vines drop, penetrate, stop, shooting a layup. Was possibly looking for the foul on that play. As that ball is controlled by the Bulldogs. They're going to call a jump ball on the play. But it will be the Bulldogs' possession.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs, they just lost it. You saw Vines try and drive, and he just lost it. Got to hold on to the ball.
As we have substitutions for the Bulldogs, number 3, Andy McGrew, as that ball is turned over, caused by the Wildcats, picked up the court.
Yeah.
As that ball, well, it appears that ball was blocked.
They don't want them to be great.
Trent Tompkins, but nonetheless, they call a foul on the play. As number 24, Mark Hector, will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Wildcats. Looked like a clean block.
It was a clean block, but you know what? It just don't want him to be great today.
Wow. The Bulldogs definitely wishing they could get that one back as Hector makes his first free throw, and he'll shoot one more. As we have substitutions, number 5, Phillip Prince checks back in the game for the Bulldogs to try to close out this second quarter here with 44 seconds remaining. As Hector's second free throw is good to increase the Wildcats lead 31-27. Substitutions for the Wildcats, number 2, Gerard McHenry.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can get past this full court press and get some points on the board before halftime.
Well, they're definitely going to have to get past this full court press, as it appears to be one of the reasons why Claiborne brought Prince back in the game, as he is one of the best ball handlers on this team. As he drives to the cup, shooting a layup, no good. As that ball would have been controlled by the Bulldogs, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be the Wildcats' possession. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because as we said before, you know, Prince is one of the best ball handlers on this Bulldog
team.
So
and a good defensive specialist.
Absolutely. So when the other team is pressuring you in the backcourt, you definitely want your best ball handlers in the game at all times.
Right.
As it appears that the Wildcats are going to try to hold for the last shot, as they're leading 31-27 here in the second quarter. As Hadnot's controlling the ball for the Wildcats, he finds Hector, who's been hot so far, and he shoots a three-point jumper. No good. A long three-point jumper, if you will. So with that, our first half has come to an end in this ball game. The Bulldogs trailing so far by the score of 31-27.
And we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will have the newest member of our team, Dominique Weaver, giving your stats and analysis of the first half. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to expand your business? Consider advertising with us at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our variety of programming coverage provides a great opportunity for your company to get their message heard. For more information, give us a call at 832-213-8824. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but we'll be right back with more exciting sports broadcasting right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to visit both of our websites at OBN-Radio.com and KTOR-Radio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. You're listening to live sports coverage right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community since 2002. Be sure to visit both of our websites at KTORradio.com and OBNradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on Instagram at OBN Radio. We're also on iHeartRadio at OBN Sports. And you can also follow us on Facebook at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. Did you know that the Open Mic Broadcast Network had 24-hour broadcasting on Tuned In Radio? All you have to do is type in Open Mic Broadcast Network and enjoy our 24-hour.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're at the halftime of our broadcast. Bulldogs trailing 31-27. Andre Davis, and I've been joined by Dominique Weaver.
How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing
right here.
Dominique Weaver is one of the cornerbacks of Prairie View University's football team. He appears to be the basketball guru, as they call him. So Dominique Weaver is going to give us our halftime stats for today's ball game.
Here we go. For the Willis Wildcats, you have Darius Mickens leading the team with 12 points. He's doing it all for them with the steals, defense. He's running and gunning tonight. Next up, we have Mark Hector Jr. He's next on the scoreboard with 9 points. You have Travion Jones with 3, Malik Hadnot with 2, Jamichael Dickerson with 2, and Brent Larry with 3. Them are the scores for tonight's Willis Wildcats. For the Bulldogs, you have Jonathan Moores leading the team with 7. You have Corbin Vines with 6. You have Charlie Hill with 5. Zach Kelsey has 1 point from the free throw line. And Andy McGrew, the three-point shooter, is limited to 1 3. Hopefully he gets it going in the second half. The Bulldogs can need him. They're down by 4 at the half. And this is Dominique Weaver with your halftime stats.
Thank you, Dominique Weaver. And real quick before you go, so what has been your what is your halftime assessment? Like, what have you seen so far in this ball game that the Bulldogs are not doing, or that they are doing, that they need to keep doing in this second half to possibly pull off a victory here against Willis High School?
Well, the Bulldogs, they definitely have the height advantage, and if I was a coach, I would go back to the locker room and tell them they need to feed their big man. He's the biggest one on the court, and there's no way he shouldn't have a double-double in this game, 20 and 10. They just have to feed him the ball. And defensively, they have to stop the Wildcats from penetrating. They're getting to the line, and they're getting to the line,
right?
And they need to limit them from shooting the open three.
Right. You know, they had seemed to have maybe rectified that in the second quarter. You know, we saw in that first quarter that the Bulldogs were just letting the Wildcats just shoot, you know, open threes. And, you know, they weren't really closing out on those three-point shots, and they seem to have rectified that in the second quarter. Now we see guys like Darius Mickens and Mark Hector of the Wildcats, you know, driving to the cup and trying to create that foul opportunity. So for the Bulldogs, and we see on the offensive side of the floor that they're trying to get the ball down low to Jonathan Morris and as well as the senior Charlie Hill. So when you knowing that, you know, when the other team knows that, they're going to try to game plan around that. So if you could think of, you know, one alternative, you know, for the Bulldogs, just in case that may not work, what would it be?
you have to get your shooter open. Andy McGrew is a great shooter. He comes in, he brings spark to the team, spark on the court. You have to find ways to get him open. Use him coming off screens, giving screens, pick and roll. You just have to get him open because, like I say, he's a great shooter, and we've known him to be able to knock down some clutch threes. So if the offense can't run through the big men, I say get your shooter open and let him spread the floor so the big man can get back involved.
Exactly, and as we mentioned before, if the Bulldogs are victorious in this ball game against Willis High School, they are definitely guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. And with that, our halftime assessment has come to an end. We definitely want to thank Dominique Weaver for joining us for our halftime report. And when we come back, we will have the start of our third quarter right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Radio.com, the station designed with you in mind and the voice of student athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. What if I told you that for $6 a month, you could make a big difference in student activities going on throughout Waller County and beyond? For $6 a month, you can become a listening partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Your partnership will help continue to secure the broadcast coverage of all of our high school and collegiate broadcasts that are performed live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to visit our website today at OBN-Radio.com and make your donation today. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station located in Prairie View, Texas. Serving the community since 2002, the Open Mic Broadcast Network specializes in local, regional, high school, and collegiate sports coverage. We also provide coverage for a variety of talk shows, sermons, and a whole lot more of community information. Visit our website at atorradio.com and obnradio.com. The Open Mic Broadcast Network serving the community through faith and athletics.
Yo, Dad, have I told you how proud I am of you?
Hey, thanks, son. What did I do?
I think you're eating extra vegetables and snacking on apples.
Just trying to stay healthy by eating my 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day.
I even saw you put carrot sticks in your gym bag.
You noticed that?
Sure did.
Well, that's what you've got to do to stay healthy and fit.
And that's why you're my hero, my role model, my shining star.
All right, what do you want?
The constant cash and your old school CD.
Oh, my son.
A message from the Department of Health and Human Services. Hi, I'm comedian Carol Leeper. Animal experiments are no joke. Thank goodness scientists are finding better, more humane ways to develop treatments for cancer and other killer diseases. I hope you'll learn more about the Humane Charity Seal of Approval. It helps donors find charities that provide vital care and advanced research without using animals. For information on how you can give and let live, go to humaneseal.org. That's humaneseal.org. Did you know that physically active children are healthier? It's true. Exercise protects them from diabetes, obesity, cancer, and heart disease. Sadly, nearly half of our kids don't get the recommended 60 minutes of exercise a day. So turn off your kids' TV or computer and take them outside for a walk or a bike ride. After all, what's more important than your child's health? To learn more about getting exercise into your child's life, visit the American Council on Exercise website at acefitness.org. That's acefitness.org.
What if you got rewarded for every good decision? What if your heart had a special way of letting you know and appreciate your healthy choices?
I've got to get my family to eat more vegetables.
Amazing!
And instead of cooking with butter tonight, I think I'll saute our veggies with heart-healthy oil.
You're a genius! So really, would your food choices pay off in heart health? Did you know that when you replace bad fats with healthier fats, like those in canola or other vegetable oils, it can lower bad cholesterol levels? And that's good for your heart. Here's a winning idea. Take up the challenge for good health, because the you of the future will say,
Fantastic!
Learn more at heart.org/face-the-facts. Canola Info proudly supports the American Heart Association's Face the Facts campaign.
While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, went face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting.
Getting chewed out by
So why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstoprex.org.
When severe weather strikes, schools, government buildings, and even Social Security offices may be closed. The place to go to find out about emergency closings is www.socialsecurity.gov.
And welcome back to Gilbert Mike Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
Hold the applauses.
That's going to be your slogan.
That's it.
Throughout the rest of this broadcast, as the ball will be controlled by the Wildcats. We're at the start of our third quarter. And shooting the layup for the Wildcats will be Hector, a guy that we mentioned in our halftime report, and he wasted no time with 2 points for the Wildcats in the start of this third quarter with 7:30 remaining.
Hector with 10 points. Interesting.
Vines controlling the ball for the Bulldogs. He kicks it over to Hill. Hill being guarded by Larry. And Hill swings it over to Vines. Vines back to Hill. Hill down low. Stop with the mid-range jumper, and it's no good. But that ball was controlled by Morris as he gets fouled on the play. As number 21, Jonathan Morris, will go to the line for the Bulldogs. And we kind of see that offensive rotation for the Bulldogs. Corbin Vines would dish it to Hill. Hill, who's on the wing, and Hill will dish it back down to Vines, and Hill will go to the low block, and they'll kick it back to Hill, and he'll try to shoot a layup for the Bulldogs.
And, I have, no problem with Hill getting down low every now and again, but like we said in the beginning, Morris and Kelsey, those are the two biggest people on the court.
The Twin Towers.
They're not being used like Twin Towers. They need to be in the paint guarding. They should each have 10 rebounds every game off top.
As Morris makes his second free throw to make the score 33-28 in favor of the Wildcats here in the third quarter with 7 minutes remaining. As the Wildcats cross the timeline, and it will be Hector Jr. for the three-point jump in the corner, and it's in.
He has been money all game long.
Number 24, Mark Hector Jr. with the 3 points for the Wildcats. 36-28 our score here in the third quarter with 6:40 remaining. As Hill working with the ball down low, and shooting the layup is the senior Charlie Hill. 36-30 our score in favor of the Wildcats. 6:27 remaining here in the third quarter. As Hadnot controlling the ball, and he kicks it over to Larry. Larry back to Hadnot. Hadnot being guarded by Phillip Prince. And that ball is turned over by Prince, and he loses it. And the ball is turned over, caused by the Wildcats. Is Larry with the three-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound controlled by would have been controlled by the Bulldogs, and Morris was falling to the ground. That ball goes out of bounds, but it was last touched by the Wildcats.
Secure the ball alert. Secure the ball. You've got to secure the ball.
And we can say that for Jonathan Morris as well as Phillip Prince. As Phillip Prince caused the first turnover, but he was falling to the ground. As the Bulldogs cross the timeline, is Hill. And Hill shooting the layup, and it's in. And the senior Charlie Hill said he's going to put the team on his back here in the second half, as he has a quick 4 points of his own to cut this lead down 36-32 here in the third quarter with 5:30 remaining. And Hadnot kicks it to Mickens. Mickens finds a cutting Larry to the basket for 2 more points. A backdoor cut by number 10, Brent Larry. And the Bulldogs definitely did not see it coming, as there is a timeout on the floor. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. Bulldogs trailing so far in this one by the score of 38-32.
Man, have you ever had one of these hot dogs? I'm not going to lie. These hot dogs hit the spot.
I see. That's your second one so far.
Hey, don't tell the people what I'm doing, man.
Hey, well, you telling the people how good it is. They need to know how many you had.
Hey, just know it's good, all right?
While Josh munches on his chili cheese dog, teams are coming back from the timeout, and it will be the Bulldogs' possession trailing 38-32 here in the third quarter with 5:24 remaining. Wildcats are going to be in their full court man-to-man defense as Prince kicks it to Vines. As Vines will control the ball for the Bulldogs, moving left to right, being guarded by Hatnot.
And you see, Andre, the two biggest people on the court are both on the perimeter. Why?
As Morris trying to find Hill down low. Well, I know why, because they're trying to get it to Hill down low, and they do is he shoots the layup, no good, as he gets fouled on the play. And it appears that the Bulldogs are trying to spread the floor instead of having Morris and Kelsey down low at the same time. They're trying to spread the floor, put both of them on the wing, and get the senior Charlie Hill down low, as they did just then, as his first free throw is no good, and he'll shoot one more.
You know, Andre, Hill, they should. I'm sorry, but it gets frustrating.
You don't like it, do you?
I don't, because Kelsey and Morris, they should be under the goal, and you have Hill, circling around in the mid-range area.
Well, Morris and Kelsey are on the goal to do one thing, and that's to get rebounds. That's their job on the offensive side of the floor. Occasionally, they'll dish it down low to Morris, but their job is to get rebounds. As that ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the Bulldogs.
Well, maybe they get rebounds. I can't.
As we've seen, the Bulldogs, their main offensive possession is to get Hill the ball and let him work. As they're going to call a foul on the play, that foul is going to be charged against the Bulldogs. Foul is going to be on the ground. The Wildcats will inbound it on their own rim. As Finister is controlling the ball for the Wildcats, and he finds Hector, as Hector pump fakes, drive to the basket, shooting the layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And they're going to call a foul in the backcourt, charge against the Wildcats, number 22, Darius Mickens. As one half of the Twin Towers is checking in, as the other half will take a seat.
Right.
And number 25, Zach Kelsey, checks in for Jonathan Morris.
And, as you mentioned before about letting Hill work, I have no problem with that at all. But if they win this game, they end the playoffs, correct?
Absolutely.
Now, with that being said, teams are going to come and scout to see what they're up against. And if they see that they're giving the ball to Hill every single play, they're going to start trapping him and forcing him to pass the ball, which is going to require his teammates to step up and, fill the role.
Well, I'm willing to bet you that most of the teams have already started scouting the Bulldogs, especially the other teams in this district, since the Bulldogs normally would get the ball to Morris as well as Kelsey. As the Bulldogs are coming back across the timeline, as they're going to call a foul charge against the Wildcats, number 23, Ronald Finister.
My point exactly. He was waiting on it.
Well, like I said, I can definitely say that the majority of their offense, especially in the early part of the season, was to get the Twin Towers working, Zach Kelsey and Jonathan Morris. The teams have definitely game planned against that, so the Bulldogs have to find an alternative. As Hill shooting a turnaround layup, no good. Rebound by the Wildcats, quickly up the court is McHenry shooting a layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And they're going to call a foul on the play. And as you see there, number 25, Zach Kelsey, coming down strong with the rebound.
You see flashes.
That's his job. Him as well as Morris checks back in the game, their jobs when they're on the floor is to use that height and to get rebounds for the Bulldogs.
Let it be done.
That's their job. Their jobs are to secure the rebounds, both on the offensive as well as defensive side of the floor for the Bulldogs. As Hill tries to find McGrew down the court, that ball is last touched by the Wildcats. As McGrew appears that he was wide open for a split second.
Fundamentals.
And nonetheless, it will be the Bulldogs' possession under their own basket as McGrew controls the ball for the Bulldogs, and he dishes it out to Prince. Prince being guarded by Hector Jr. of the Wildcats. As Prince controlling the offense, and he swings it over to McGrew. McGrew working on the other side. McGrew tries to drive and penetrate. They're going to call a traveling violation charge against the Bulldogs, number 3, Andy McGrew.
And let's take a quick shot at the Lady Wildcats. They're down 48-46 in OT. I'm sorry, it is tied 52-52 in OT. Lady Wildcats and Willis High School.
Well, let's go, Lady Bulldogs. I want to see if the Lady Bulldogs and Coach Durham can pull out a victory in that ball game. It's a timeout on the floor, and we'll take a timeout and come back with the remaining portion of this third quarter. Bulldogs trailing 38-33. Stay tuned right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Do what you're not going to do. You're not going to solve my
serve student athletes, their families, and the institutions they represent. Our goal is to provide quality broadcasts that highlights the hard work and dedication these student athletes are committed to. For a donation as small as $6 a month, you can become a listening partner. Visit our website today at OBN-Radio.com. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
Hold the applause.
I have to remember to pause for you to fit your little slogan in right
Hey, it's only right.
I'm
it's
going to
only
make
right.
you a T-shirt.
Hey, that make my day right there.
I'm not going to make you a T-shirt. As teams are coming back from their huddles, it will be the Wildcats' possession as Minister shooting a mid-range jumper. That's no good. Rebound controlled by the Bulldogs. As we have some substitutions off that timeout, number 1, Ferris Tompkins checked in the game for the Bulldogs, and he kicks it over to Morris. Morris working on the right side as they swing it over back down to Morris for the layup, and it's in. So there you have it, Josh. One half of the Twin Towers getting involved here late in the third quarter. Johnson, Morris.
You see flashes. I need to see more and more.
38-35 our score here in the third quarter in favor of the Wildcats with 2:40 remaining. As they kick it down low to Larry for the layup, and it's in. As Ferris tries to find Morris down low, that ball goes out of bounds. It will be the Wildcats' possession.
Yeah, he jumped a little bit too early for that one. You know, he could have ran up under it like a go route.
Well, I may be stepping out on the ledge, but Morris was just a slightly bit lazy on that jump for the ball.
Yeah.
He already was 6'5", 6'6". He could have jumped a little higher for that one.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
As it will be the Wildcats' possession as Larry shoots jumper, and it's in.
The Bulldogs have to get active on defense. They have to.
42-35 our score in favor of the Wildcats here in the third quarter with 2 minutes remaining as McGrew swings over to Morris. Morris working from the right wing, and he kicks it back to McGrew. McGrew thought about shooting it. He'll pump fake and kick it down low to Hill. Hill with the turnaround layup. No good. Rebound by the Wildcats. As McHenry controls the ball for the Wildcats, moving right to left, being guarded by Vines. And McHenry will drive and penetrate, stops for the mid-range jumper, and it's in. And a timeout on the floor, timeout charge against the Bulldogs as the Wildcats go up 44-35 here in the third quarter, 1:41 remaining. We're going to take a break and come back with the remaining portion of this third quarter right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is proud to serve student athletes, their families, and the institutions they represent. Our goal is to provide quality broadcasts that highlights the hard work and dedication these student athletes are committed to. For a donation as small as $6 a month, you can become a listening partner. Visit our website today at OBN-Radio.com. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
Hold the applause.
There we go. As it will be the Bulldogs' possession here late in the third quarter, 1:41 remaining, trailing 44-35. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball will be controlled by the senior Charlie Hill. Hill being guarded by Malik Hatnot. And Hill will driving to the layup, and it's in.
Nice.
As the Wildcats coming back, crossing the timeline, and it will be Finister. Finister kicking it to Hatnot for the three-point jumper, and it's in. You cannot shoot 2 and give up 3 if you're the Bulldogs, as the Wildcats take a 47-37 commanding lead here in the third quarter with 1 minute remaining. As Vines kicks it to McGrew. McGrew working on the left side. McGrew swings it over to Morris.
Okay.
Morris trying his rant to Not okay.
It's a bad shot by Jonathan Morris.
As that ball goes out of bounds.
Didn't even touch the goal.
It will be the Wildcats' possession. 50 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the third quarter. As the Bulldogs are in their full-court trap defense, they're going to call a reaching foul charge against the Bulldogs. Number 2, Corbin Vines, will be charged with a foul. As it will be the Wildcats' possession.
I think Jonathan Morris will be hearing from Coach tomorrow about that shot.
He's going to be hearing from me and Coach if he shoots another one of those ill-advised three-point jumpers. As it appears to be stoppage in the play. They're trying to, not sure exactly what the issue was. Nonetheless, timeout is called. We're going to take a timeout and come back with the remaining portion of this third quarter right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr., a fellow Williams relative in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Homestar College of Tomball, Texas. Hilton's Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Dalton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
You know what to do.
I ain't about to say your slogan for you. As teams are coming back from the timeout, it will be the Wildcats' possession, leading 47-37 here in the third quarter with 40 seconds remaining. As McHenry controls the ball for the Wildcats, being guarded by Phillip Prince. And it appears that the Wildcats are going to be patient on this offensive possession as McHenry drives to the cup but dishes it out to Hadnot. It appears that the Wildcats are going to, play that keep-away basketball, if you will, and hold for the last shot as Dickerson controls the ball for the Wildcats and he kicks it to McHenry with 10 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the third quarter. And it appears that McHenry is probably going to hold for the last shot as he drives to the cup, shooting a floating layup. No good. And with that, our third quarter has come to an end in this ball game. Bulldogs trailing so far by the score of 47-37. We're going to take a break and come back with our final quarter in this ball game. Stay tuned right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Jr., a fellow Williams relative in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Homestar College of Tomball, Texas. Hilton's Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Dalton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
You know what to do.
47-37 our score here in the fourth quarter in favor of the Wildcats. So what does the Bulldogs need to do, Josh, in this fourth quarter to come back from this 10-point deficit?
Well, Andre, they have to dig deep down and find some heart. That's all I'm going to say. They have to find it because right now, they're being lackadaisical on defense. On offense, they're just giving the ball away. It's just not acceptable.
Well, we're going to see if they can operate on Hart as Vine shooting a three-point jumper. That's no good. And they're going to call a over-the-back call against one half of the Twin Towers, Zach Kelsey. And it will be the Wildcats' possession. And checking in the game for the Wildcats will be number 24, Mark Hector Jr., as the Bulldogs are going to be in their full-court trap defense. As the Wildcats inbound the ball controlled by Hadnot, and he kicks it to McHenry. McHenry being trapped, but he splits two defenders and finds Hector. And Hector brings the ball out for the Wildcats, kicking it over to Hadnot. Hadnot being guarded by Prince and Vines as he kicks it over to McHenry. McHenry drives to the cup, shooting a layup, no good. But the ball is controlled by the Wildcats as Finister shoots a layup as he gets fouled on the play. And number 23, Ronald Finister, will go to a charity stripe for the Wildcats.
They just dribbled all through the defense.
I mean, he split.
No problem.
McHenry split two defenders here in the backcourt. And they did not secure the defensive rebound on this side of the floor as Finister makes his first free throw to increase his lead 48-37, and he'll attempt one more. As his second free throw is no good, ball secured by the Bulldogs. 7:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As Vine hands it off to Prince, they're going to call a foul away from the ball against the Wildcats. And will be the Bulldogs' possession. Well, we're in the bonus. Number 22, Charlie Hill, will be shooting 1-1 for the Bulldogs.
Free candy.
His first free throw is up and good. Gets his first free candy. We're going to see if he can get one more.
Quick two-piece.
Second free throw is up and good. Gets two free candies from the cherry stripe. Senior Charlie Hill to decrease his lead 48-39. As McHenry crosses the timeline for the Wildcats, and he finds Hector Jr. in the corner for a three-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. As Hill controls the ball for the Bulldogs, he's calling for Prince as he hands the ball off to Phillip Prince. Prince working on the left side, and he tries to hand the ball back down to Hill as that ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats.
And Prince has got to be more smarter on that play. He's almost triple covered, and he just tried to force the ball in. You can't do that this late in the game. You're down by, 11? You can't have that.
But if I'm the Bulldogs, I definitely don't want to be predictable. You want to be predictable, period, but especially not late here in this fourth quarter when you're trailing. As the Bulldogs inbound the ball controlled by Vines. Vines spins, shoots a layup, no good, but that ball is tipped out and controlled by the Bulldogs. As Morris works on the right side as he tries to pump fake, but they're going to call a traveling violation on Jonathan Morris. As he'll go to the bench, and Andy McGrew will check in for Jonathan Morris. As the Wildcats will have possession. As Larry draws to the cup, shoots a layup. That ball is blocked by one half of the Twin Towers, Zach Kelsey. As it goes out of bounds, they're going to say it was last touched by the Bulldogs. The Wildcats. So the Bulldogs will have possession. 6:16 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing 48-39. As screen by Kelsey, Prince off the screen. Prince being trapped. And he gets out of the trap, and he finds McGrew. McGrew on the right side, and that ball is tipped. And it's turned over calls by the Wildcats, quickly over the court, and a frustration foul by the Bulldogs, number 22, Charlie Hill, with the foul.
And Willis, they're just more active right now. You know, the Bulldogs are they're just there. You know, going through the motions.
Well, as you mentioned that, we can see the athleticism that of the Wildcats definitely kicking in this fourth quarter. As the Wildcats inbound the ball, moving right to left, it will be Hadnot being guarded by Prince, and he finds Hector Jr. That ball is turned over. The ball rolling around on the ground. They're going to call a jump ball this time it will be the Wildcats' possession. 5:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. Wildcats leading 48-39. As we have substitutions for the Wildcats, number 22, Darius Mickens checks in the game.
The Bulldogs need speed right now. Speed and heart.
Well, as we know, the speed is something you cannot coach. You either have it or you don't.
Indeed, indeed.
As the Wildcats inbound the ball, it is McHenry for the long three-point jumper. That's no good. But the offensive rebound by the Wildcats is Jones. They're going to call a foul on the play. That foul's going to be on number 3, Andy McGrew.
And it seems like the Bulldogs are kind of setting into that panic mode. You know, you have 5.5 minutes left. That's more than enough time to take your time, get some quality shots, and come back.
Well, they're going to have to control the rebounds when the shot goes up. You cannot give up second chance opportunities, especially when you're trailing here in the fourth quarter. As the Wildcats control the ball is Hector. They're going to call a traveling violation on number 24, Mark Hector Jr., and with that, the Bulldogs will have an opportunity on the offensive side of the floor. As Prince controls the ball for the Bulldogs, moving left to right, being guarded by Gerard McHenry. He kicks it down low to
double team.
Hill. Hill swings it over to McGrew for the three-point jumper. No good. And they're going to call a foul on the Bulldogs, number 2, Corbin Vine.
Come on, ref. Let them play. Let them play.
Well, it appears that Hector had already controlled the rebound for the Wildcats, and number 2, Corbin Vines, was coming in with the late foul. And because of it, number 24, Mark Hector Jr. will be going to the line to shoot 1-and-1 for the Wildcats.
They're just competing. That's all they're doing, trying to compete. Have to let them play.
As Hector's first free throw is good. And with that, the Wildcats take a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter with 5:03 remaining. As Hector's second free throw is up and good.
And Hector has just 20-pieced the Bulldogs.
50-39 on score in favor of the Wildcats here in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes remaining. The ball will be controlled by Vines. Vines swinging over to McGrew. McGrew drive penetrating with a reverse layup. No good.
Missed opportunities.
Rebound by the Wildcats. As Mickens control the ball for the Wildcats, he finds McHenry. McHenry drives to the cup, and they're going to call a foul on the play. And that foul is going to be charged against number 5, Phillip Prince. As number 2, Gerard McHenry will go to the line to shoot 2 more for the Wildcats.
Too many fouls in under 2 minutes. People are going to start hitting the bench, and it's just going to be nasty.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because pretty soon we may see the 2 new guys, Jordan Lane as well as number 10, Adam White, checking the game for the Bulldogs here pretty soon to get some playing time.
Did you say Adam White?
I said Adam White. That three-point jumper by McGrew is no good. The turnover in the backcourt caused by the Bulldogs will be Prince with the layup, and it's in. Hold the phone. 50-41 our score in favor of the Wildcats. 4:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As McHenry controls the ball, and he's trapped, but he picks the ball back up, drives to the cup, trying to dish it down low to Jones, as he does for the 2 points.
Gotta get the ball.
And Vines quickly up the court for the Bulldogs, and he kicks it out to Hill for the mid-range jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Wildcats. Quickly up the court will be Henry Willis. Henry hitting the layup, and it's in.
The Bulldogs are just in desperation mode right now.
And I know it wasn't a block, but the height that Phillip Prince got on that last block attempt, my goodness. As a layup by Kelsey is in. I mean, he just slapped the back of the backboard on that last play as the ball is controlled by Henry, and they're going to call a foul on the play.
Yeah, he did get up. No doubt about that.
I mean, I'm interested to see what this kid vertical
he probably has a...
I mean, he got up there.
A 35-inch.
He got up there.
I give him a 35, Bert.
As number 24, Mark Hector Jr. will be going to the line for the Wildcats. As his first 1-and-1 free throw is good. He'll shoot one more to push this Wildcat lead 55-43 here in the fourth quarter with 3:22 remaining.
Heck, the junior is on his way to a 20-point game. He is 2 points shy.
As his second free throw is no good with the ball controlled, well, almost controlled by the Wildcats as it goes out of bounds. And number 22, Charlie Hill, appears to be shaken up on the play as he went down kind of hard on that last play. Definitely hope that Charlie Hill is okay. We're going to take a break and come back with the remaining portion of this fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing 55-43. Stay tuned right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr., a fellow Williams Realtors in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Lone Star College of Tomball, Texas. Hilton's Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Dalton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And welcome back to Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson. It appears that the senior Charlie Hill may have rolled his ankle on that last play, but he appears to be okay as teams are coming back from their respective huddles, and it will be the Wildcats' possession here in the fourth quarter with 3:18 remaining. As the Wildcats inbound the ball, alley-oop pass to number 22, Jerry Dickens.
They just showing out now.
For the alley-oop pass, and I thought he was going to dunk it for a second. That was a perfect alley-oop pass, if you will. As the Bulldogs coming back crossing the timeline will be Prince. Prince swinging over to Boundary. As another foul on the play away from the ball charged against the Wildcats.
And you know, Andre, what I've noticed with Willis High School, they have so much chemistry. It's like they've been playing since grade school. I'm not going to lie to you, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
I see what you're saying. You can definitely tell that the Wildcats are definitely comfortable with playing with each other. As you just mentioned, you can definitely tell that they've been playing for some years. As Moore's first free throw is no good, but gets an offensive rebound, and it's in. One half of the Twin Towers, Jonathan Moore is following his shot from that free throw opportunity. And coming quickly up the court will be Jones with the layup of his own. And with that, a timeout on the floor charged against the Bulldogs. And we're going to take a timeout and come back with the remaining portion of this fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing 59-45. Stay tuned right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The following sponsors are contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr., a fellow Williams Realtors in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Lone Star College of Tomball, Texas. Hilton's Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Dalton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas.
And welcome back to Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
You already know what to do.
As it will be the Bulldogs' possession. 2:41 remaining, but a turnover in the backcourt caused by the Wildcats shooting the layup will be Mickens. As the Wildcats are in their full-court trap defense. As Jordan Pelock controls the ball for the Bulldogs, and he finds McGrew. McGrew pumps, draws to the cup, kicks it out to Boundary. Boundary Swings over to McGrew for the three-point jumper, and it's no good. Rebound by the Wildcats. As Hector Jr. shooting a layup as he gets fouled.
Is that a 20-piece?
As number 24, Mark Hector Jr. will look to the line to make this a three-point opportunity for the Wildcats.
I'm speechless.
As we said it before, one of the newcomers, number 11, Jordan Lane, is checking in the game for the Bulldogs to get some PT in the remaining portion of this ball game. As Hector's free throw is good, 64-45 our score in favor of the Wildcats here in the fourth quarter with 2:10 remaining. As McGrew tries to kick it down low to Morris. It was last touched by the Bulldogs. And will be the Wildcats' possession. It appears that the Bulldogs seem to have shut down on both ends of the floor. As Hector shoots a layup, and it's in.
And the Bulldogs
kicks it down low to Peli. Peli shooting a layup. That ball is blocked by Jones.
The Bulldogs have just set into give up mode. You know, there's no fight at all.
And Mickens kicking it out to Jones as that ball is turned over, caused by the Bulldogs. And here comes the junior, Andy McGrew. McGrew stops for the three-point jumper. That's no good, but follows his shot as he was falling to the ground. And that ball is picked up by the Wildcats. And here comes Hatnot. Hatnot shooting a layup. No good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. The ball will be controlled by McGrew. As McGrew kicks to Peli. Peli with the long three-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Wildcats is McHenry. And a foul on the play. That foul is going to be on number 15, Allen Baldry.
Quick update: the Lady Bulldogs, has beat Willis Girls High School a score of 64-62 in overtime.
Well, we definitely want to tip our hats to Coach Durham and those Ladies Bulldogs for pulling out a victory in overtime on the road at Willis High School. As number 24, Mark Hector, will go to the line to shoot two. His first free throw is good, and he'll shoot one more. And with the situation that the Bulldogs are in, there's definitely no reason to foul in this at this point in the ball game. As the new guy, Adam White, checks in the game for the Bulldogs.
Let's go, Adam. My dog.
1:05 remaining on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats leading 67-45. As Hector's second free throw is good, as we have substitutions. Well, it appears that we would have had substitutions, but a timeout on the floor. Is that an official timeout? That was called. It appears that it was official timeout, and we'll take a timeout and come back with the remaining portion of the fourth quarter right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Contributors to today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas. Waller and Willis Jr., a fellow Williams relative in Houston, Texas. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas. Homestar College of Tomball, Texas. Edmonds Insurance in Waller, Texas. Larry's Automotive in Waller, Texas. Gunderson's Bookkeeping in Waller, Texas. District Attorney Alton Mathis. Prairie View Athletic Club, the Hotline Press in Hempstead, Texas, and the City of Hempstead. Thank you for your contributions and support of our student athletics here throughout Waller County and beyond. The Open Mic Broadcast.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson.
You know what to do.
As that ball is turned over, caused by the Wildcats, with 58 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats leading 68-45 as Woods controls the ball for the Wildcats, and he checks in the game. And the Wildcats are going to appear to play keep away as Kizzy shoots a layup, no good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. Ball controlled by the new guy, the rookie, if you will.
Let's go, baby.
Adam White.
Ooh.
White crosses over, loses that ball as he turns over. Your sound effects is interesting. They're going to call a traveling violation, the backcourt charge against the Wildcats, number 13, Deshaun Woods, as it will be the Bulldogs' possession. 26 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing 68-45. As McGrew controls the ball, he shoots a three-point jumper. That's no good. Rebound by the Wildcats.
McGrew has just not been on today.
As Dickerson controls the ball, he finds Kizzy. As the Wildcats, and may appear just going to hold the ball here with 8 seconds on the game clock. As Woods controls the ball, being guarded by White. And with that, our game has come to an end. Wildcats winning this one by the score of 68-45. Your sign over there, like
that is the summary of tonight's game.
Well, we're going to take a break and come back with our brief post-game report right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
No job, Doc.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We'll be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We'll be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast.
And welcome back to Open Mic Broadcast Network. Bulldog falling short in this one by the score of 68-45. We've been joined by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Claiborne. You know, obviously, Coach, a tough loss for you guys in this ball game, but your overall assessment in this ball game against Willis?
Well, they came ready to play. You know, these guys were facing elimination. And, you know, they did what they needed to do. And so, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, they came and they brought it. And so now we'll see how our team responds because, you know, we're still in good shape.
So you guys are still, because I know we knew prior to this game that with this win tonight, you guys are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. You guys are not victorious. So what is the situation looking like now in terms of playoff contention for the Bulldogs?
Well, a lot of it depends on what happened, you know, with the other games in the district tonight. I think we could be no less than fourth after tonight, but we still got 2 games left to play. And, you know, it ain't over until it's over.
And you guys are playing Magnolia this upcoming Friday. So what do you guys need to do to pull off a victory in that ball game?
We got to make some shots. We got to find a way to put the ball in the basket. And I don't know, for some reason or another, we just don't play very well at home. I'd much rather play on the road, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, we thank you, Coach, for your post-game assessment.
All right.
And we'll see you next Friday against Magnolia High School.
All right.
Bulldogs falling short in this ball game by the score of 68-45, and we've been joined by Dominique Weaver, and we're going to let Dominique Weaver give us our post-game stats. So what stats do you have over there for me?
For the Willis Wildcats, you have Mark Hector Jr. with 26. You have Darius Mickens with 16. Those were the 2 leading scorers for the Willis Wildcats. And for your Bulldogs. You have Charlie Hill with a game high of 16. And you have Jonathan Morris with a game high of 13. Those were your leading scorers for the Bulldogs tonight.
And, you know, they say that you're no, you're taking out the headsets kind of fast. They say that you're the basketball guru. So what did you see mainly in that second half, you know, from the Bulldogs in terms of, you know, the way they were playing both on the offensive as well as defensive side of the floor?
Offensively, watching the game tonight, they didn't get their big man involved. You have two of the biggest men on the court, and yet they didn't feed them enough in the game. When they did feed them, the big men didn't do anything with the ball. And I was pretty surprised tonight. Andy McGrew didn't have a good game shooting. He was 1 for 5 from behind the arc. And usually he comes in with a spark. He gives you 2 or 3 threes, but tonight just wasn't his night. So hopefully next week he'll bounce back. Defensively, they couldn't stop the Wildcats from getting to the line and penetrating. That's what killed them. They had a lot of people in foul trouble, and Willis just won the game tonight, and that's what happened. They brought it and got the win.
And you know, we saw the athleticism of the Wildcats kick in that second half, mainly in that fourth quarter. But we're definitely going to see if the Bulldogs can pull off a victory when they face Magnolia High School February 10th this Friday. Another home game for the Bulldogs. And we definitely want to thank Dominique Weaver for joining us for this broadcast. Will you be joining us again this upcoming Friday?
Yes, I will. And quick update. I forgot to put this in. The Waller girls win 64-62 in overtime.
But we definitely want to tip our hats to Coach Durham and those Lady Bulldogs for getting the victory on the road against Willis High School. We definitely want to thank you all for listening for today's broadcast. And next time we'll be coming at you for the Open Mic broadcast. Again, will be February the 10th as the Bulldogs will return home again to take on Magnolia High School. Tip-off of that game will be at 7 o'clock, and we'll be coming at you with the pregame show at 6:45. We definitely want to thank the creator and director of the Open Mic Broadcast Network, unfortunately, the Dr. Mike Prince, for this entire setup. We definitely want to thank you all as the fans for listening. Bulldogs, not victorious. Bulldogs losing this one by the score of 68-45. I'm Andre Davis alongside Joshua Johnson and Dominique. You know what to do. And Dominique Weaver, and we'll see you next time.